Welcome back, everybody, to She Does the Podcast. I'm Gina Joyce.
And Laura Moose.
And we have Katy Attleson with us today, the mompreneur behind Ebenezer Stone. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. So do you want to tell us a little bit about Ebenezer Stone and kind of how it came to be and your life here on the North Shore?
Sure. I grew up in Grand Marais, Minnesota here, and I guess I first started making jewelry when I was in high school, I think, middle school, high school, with a friend. And after a little while of doing that, my parents decided to buy me a Dremel tool because there was sort of this limitation with just using pre-made beads. And so at that point, I was able to make pretty much anything into jewelry. So off I went, and mostly making things for just friends, family, fun like that. And then a couple of friends really championed me, like pressured me to sell my stuff or have it more available, especially once they went to college. I had friends who saw the pieces that I had made them, and as my stuff kind of grew over time, they were really pushing me to make sure to do that. And then a friend, she was the manager at the Nana Bijou
Lodge.
Yeah, the just little marketplace there, or whatever
Gift
you call
shop.
it. Gift shop.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was how I actually got my business license, was out of a need for being able to have my stuff actually for sale there. So that was kind of my starting point. That was like right at the end of 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had a 1-year-old, and just started Ebenezer Stone. Yeah.
And you're wearing some earrings today.
Yeah.
I love them.
Thanks.
And what's unique about Ebenezer is you tend to use a lot of reclaimed or foraged materials, right? Whether it's bone, copper.
Yep. Foraged or salvaged is my little quip. And so that ranges, like you said, from bone. I'm wearing some leather, and there's some beach pebble there. Birch bark. I have some Reader's Digest covers that I'll turn into earrings. And then another, like a favorite is repurposed copper electrical wire. So those are just some examples of.
Those are my favorite. I've seen those ones.
Yeah.
And where do you have them? Do you have them for sale in certain spots right now, or primarily just at some of the direct markets or art shows?
Yeah, mostly in-person sales are what I try to maximize on right now, because of course it's the most worth it for me financially to do that. I do have my stuff at North and Shore in Duluth, because that's a group of people that I'm not as able to reach. And then I am working, my friend is building a website for me. So that will be another place that'll be, more of a predictable place to find nice stuff. But locally, not right now. I haven't been able to.
That's okay.
Keep up.
Yeah, that's why in-person events are, of course.
Yeah. So the Hovland Arts Festival and the Art Along the Lake events are like staples. So those ones are kind of a guarantee.
Yeah. How about Fisherman's Picnic?
I have done it in the past. It's pretty close to. It's close time-wise to.
Right in between, yeah.
Yeah, and it proved to be a little. I know it seems silly, but it proved to be a little much for my little family. So
yeah,
that one I just kind of mixed. But
where would people find out more about like your events and information about what's coming for your business? Is that going to be the website, or do you have like a newsletter?
I do have an email sign up to receive stuff like that. I am not putting out a whole lot of updates on that right now, but that would be the place to go. Because social media, I left social media, and but my sister thankfully she's willing to keep track of the Facebook one for me, and so she would update on the Facebook page, so that's a pretty reliable place. And then like I said, hopefully within the year I would be able to have my website up and running, and then that would be like a pretty predictable place to look for updates on that kind of thing.
I'd like to know, because a lot of the businesses, including myself and Gina's, we rely on social media as a way for us to connect with our clients, future clients.
Marketing.
Yes, it's unfortunately we rely on it as much as we want to sometimes break up with it. we have to continue going with it. So I would like to know if it's okay with you to share with us what are the reasons behind quitting social media.
Yeah, I'm happy to answer that. My business is personal. Like it is, yes, a business, but it is not my primary income. And so part of it is I have the luxury of that, financially. But I actually had help. A friend of mine was very willing to help me with marketing and coach me in marketing. And, I tried to do the things that she was recommending for me to do, and it felt like wearing someone else's clothes. It was so horrible. And I guess part of it, so my business is all rooted in organic material and experiences in the woods and beach days with the kids and all these things. Like, that's where I gather all of my materials, and then I turn it into something wearable. It felt kind of like maybe how I market is also similar to that, where it's more like, oh, hey, I like the earrings you're wearing. Where'd you get them?
Yeah.
Oh, have you heard of Katy Attleson? She has Ebenezer Stone, you know?
Right.
Like, people have always been my main mode of social media anyways. And so I did all the social media things that I was coached to do, and I gained some followers, but I gained 0 sales. And I guess I was just realizing, like, I'm spending a lot of my energy on this and not my art, and focusing on really where I've had pretty reliable connectivity and sales and just peace of mind, you know? And that's invaluable. And I found myself like pushing my kids away so I could make a post. I was like, this is just not who I am. Like this, I really am not a technology person. And so part of it is just, it's not congruent with who I am. It really isn't beneficial to my business unless I had access to doing it just like a lot, which I don't want to do anyways. I would love to hire someone else out to do it. But then the biggest thing was I found myself doom scrolling just like everybody else. And so it was just like, what it's there for is to promote your business. However, I'm not using it for that. And now I'm like pushing my kids away for someone, like previewing someone else's life that I don't even really have direct communication with. So it was kind of evident to me that it was time to just, well, I'm a Christian, and I felt like the Lord is just like prompting me to just lay it down. And so I did, and honestly, I have 0 regrets. I feel a lot clearer. I'm not thinking about everybody else's problems when I have enough of my own. And so I know it's business suicide, as one could maybe say, but it actually hasn't.
I don't think so.
It hasn't been. And I have things in my mind that that's a big part of why I'm getting the website, is just like having a place that, yes, people can find me, but where I am not sucked in. And then others, I am also helping others to not be sucked in, you know? So I want my influence on others to be beneficial, positive, like life-giving, not life-draining. And so in my business, like my things that I'm selling, I've never liked it if people feel pressured into buying something from me. I'm just like, no, like I just want this to be a positive experience for everybody, a low pressure, enjoyable experience for everybody. And I think social media is losing its luster, and it's more, I mean, there's a lot of cases right now. People are going to court over social media. So for how it's affected their mental health. And so I guess I'm just trying to like go back to being old fashioned and like back to roots, which is true to simplify, which is congruent with my business anyways. So, or like my art. So long-winded answer to just say, I just had to put it down.
I think it makes sense to do what works best for you and your business and your family.
And the funny thing is that I stepped away from that, and then I suddenly got a message. I got an interview for the Duluth News Tribune. And I have a page in the Duluth News Tribune, a whole page. Sweet. And I was like, social media.
I love
Like,
it. Yes.
old school social media.
There you
Like,
go.
newspaper. Yes.
Awesome.
So
Yeah, there are different
watching.
channels. Like you don't have to just focus on that. And just like you said, unfortunately, some of us are doing it, but like we also feel like, should I be doing this? Especially when there's like so much stuff in the
Yeah.
world going on. Like I also feel like, I think we all feel this way, right? Like, should we be posting something positive when there is a lot of
Oh, yeah.
negativity, when I don't feel okay? But then what do I do about my business? So
Yeah.
it really is,
Mhm.
unfortunately, we rely on this business
Yeah.
a lot. And, you know, like I can talk about my experience. I do it and I don't do it as often as I would like to because I don't have the time or the energy to do it. Sometimes I don't know what to say. Sometimes I'm like, if I pretend that everything is okay, some people will feel like, oh my goodness, this is terrible. You know, she should not be saying these things. Or if I do the opposite, if I start talking more about human things and how I feel about certain things, and people are like, well, I'm not going to follow her anymore because she has a position on this, you know, so it's very triggering, is very sensitive, is very, I don't even know what word to use, but
Yeah.
I like your, you know, your way of putting it. I respect that too. And like Gina and I were saying, there are different like channels to
Yeah.
still market your business. And
Yeah.
I, you know, personally, when I have bought jewelry from you, it's been seeing you, like
Yeah.
meeting you, getting
Yeah.
to know the artist behind it.
Yeah.
And I think I would be more like, how do I say this? Like, not eager, not willing. How do you say this? Like, I will,
More
want,
memorable or
yes,
more connected.
yes.
experience.
Like I will want to buy from you, especially because I'm seeing you there
Right. Yeah.
versus like just seeing the stuff on social media, you know?
Right.
So I think it works
Yeah.
perfectly for your business. And I think it's a great decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about, because I think it ties with the social media aspect and simplifying life. You have a very unique aspect of your life compared to our lives. You've chosen to homeschool your children, and you have a small homestead.
Yep.
Can you share a bit more about that and kind of how you manage and balance all of that with the business as well?
Well, it's definitely learning as I go. There's that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a high demand of myself, I guess, is like we're just very low key. So we have a very simple homeschool. My kids are very eager learners, and so naturally we are learning throughout the day. But we have a focused time where we sit and do math or whatever. But I'm fortunate in that my kids are they love to read. My son loves to read tons of books, and he comes up with these crazy facts and stuff. So a lot of it is organic learning on the go and together. So we get up in the morning, we have breakfast together as best as we can. So, well, we have quiet time, and then we kind of have a breakfast time where we all kind of at our own pace. My daughter sleeps in pretty late. But then, you know, like we do some school, and then we go let the chickens out, feed the rabbits. And, you know, it's like not every day is it very demanding, the animals, you know, like you don't have to clean their coop every day or whatever. But then we have a time where we go outside, and a lot of times I'm cleaning out rabbit hutches or whatever, tending something and filling waters or whatever. And we just kind of go on through our day, just kind of doing things sort of together, parallel to with one another. Like they'll be playing in the snow and I'm doing rabbit chores or something. And then, well, with my business, I mean, that one is a hard one with kids because small beads and small children is really hard. Yeah, and workflow, you know, like, mom, you know, when you're trying to like focus, how do I want to love you, but I can't do both, you know? So some of that is I ask my husband to just let me have an evening. So that's usually what it looks like, is more often based off of the need for introvert time.
Yeah.
And that's when
We all need that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so it's not every day. I definitely do not do business stuff every day.
Mhm.
Sometimes it'll be like a month before I'm out there again, you know. So, and we host a lot. We love having people in our home, and so that's a priority and a value. We clean the home together and do most things together.
Mhm.
But I also really do take great delight in my kids coming out to the studio with me on occasion. And the other day, bees were flying, and but they were helping me
Yeah.
organize some beads, and I was like, and it took me like 600 times as long to make a pair of earrings, and I was like, that's fine,
Yeah.
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 I just also have to shift my perspective,
Mhm.
So try to find things that they can do with me, and sometimes, oh, man, they come up with some really cool stuff.
Yeah. It's like their own
Yeah.
creations
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I'll let them play with some copper wire, and this little cute little thing that my son made, and made a little bow on.
Cool.
So there's also opportunity for them to kind of jump in and do some of that too. And I've tried to get some tools and some different things that make it more accessible, I guess, for them to do that too. So with is a strong family word for us. We do a lot with each other. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
Can I would like to ask you two things. The first one is what made you decide to do, homeschool? And the second one is, if it's okay with you to share, is do you have a moment during the day that is just for you that is not work related? I'm just curious because I think we all struggle with that.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like we put all of these like little children in front of us and the needs that the house has.
Yes.
And then we come sometimes at the end. And I think what we're trying to do right now is like encourage each other and inspire each other. Just find the 1 hour during the day to just do something that makes us happy or that will, give us some quiet time.
Yep. A lesson I learned early on actually in my marriage, because we bought a fixer-upper home, and it took every moment of our time. My husband worked full-time, and then he'd come home and work on the house. And I remember being like, I really just need a date with you. I need time with you. And he's like, we're going to have to be more creative in how we do that. And so a lot of my alone time has been shifted into, okay, Katie, it's also, we got to have a mindset that like a shift here where the kids playing in the snow and me scooping out a chicken coop, I'm semi-alone.
Perspective. Yeah.
Perspective and just like appreciating those moments. And I remember sitting on the beach at McFarland Lake, and I was kind of wallowing to myself about how I never have enough time to myself and all this. And then I all of a sudden was like, I'm alone right now. My son was asleep in the car, and I had the windows open, and I was sitting on the beach, and I was like, he's with me, but this can count. Like that very much can count. And so I think being grateful, gratitude, like, and accepting those moments. And a lot of times I run out of steam, and I'm like, and that's where I think we rely on our community. I have excellent friends. I can tap into that. Like, could you take the kids for a little bit for me? My sister and my parents are here. But my husband's been a great support in that. And so I'll be like, I gotta tap out. I'm maxed. We've been going nonstop. And so throughout the course of the day, my kids, there are no words for how hard it is when there are like small children. Cause I think that's where my youngest is 5 now. So I'm now entering a season of like,
You just got past that.
I got just past that.
We're still in the thick of it.
Yeah. And it's really busy and demanding.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay to tap into your resources and say like, I'm a limited human being. I need a breather, and that's actually the best thing for those kids, Yeah. So as for homeschooling and why I've chosen to homeschool, a lot of that is religious, and we don't need to get super into that because that's sensitive, I think.
Yeah.
But my son, I mean, like, he's been reading since like 4 years old, maybe. Like, he was like ready to learn. He has been, and he's an eager learner. I'm like, why would I be away from you for that long every day when you're just like learning all the time? So to me, it felt like I just want to be with my kids. There's like kind of this, unfortunately, there's this kind of a narrative among women where it's like kind of like, oh, I just can't wait till the kids go back to school. And I'm like, oh man, like I just want to be with my kids all the time. I love being with them. And yeah, it's exhausting. And like I need to tap out and take a break. But there's been multiple times, especially recently, where I've looked and I'm like, they're never gonna be this small ever again. And I'm like, I gotta soak in every moment. You know, you hear the older folks. So a lot of the narrative that I think is we need to be careful of how we talk with one another as mothers and not having this like kids are always a burden mentality. I've been kind of grieved by that because they aren't a burden. They're a joy. And they can be hard work and we need a break, but we had them for a reason, you know, and they can teach us so much. And so there's that. And then you hear the older generation who are almost always saying, don't miss it. Like it goes so fast. Yeah. Like blink and it's gone. And I remember my mom telling a story of a woman looking at her square in the eyes and is like, truly these are the golden years. And they're, you know, it's with the little kids, you know. And so I guess I've just been like, you know, if that's whatever, I'm going to listen to the older generation because they've been through this and then go, okay, well, I want to soak in all the amount of time I can. And part of that is I'm going to be able to do homeschooling. And I believe that we are capable. You know, I really do believe we are capable. And there's also a narrative that it's like, oh, we're not qualified. That's not true. Like we can do amazing things. Yeah. You know?
Do anything you put your mind to.
Right. And so I'm like, I think we can believe in ourselves and believe in the resources that are available to us, you know? So I don't have a shadow of a doubt that homeschooling is the way to go for my family because I want to spend time with my kids. There's plenty of interesting curriculum that fits both their learning styles and my teaching style. And so again, community, ask around. There's lots of resources for that. And then, yeah, like there's a time and a place for getting a break. But I don't want to miss it. I just don't want to miss it. Well, I love my kids. I want to be with them all the time. Yeah. Except for sometimes.
And we all feel that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And that's normal. I think. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
So I'm always curious about, you know, how people make these decisions. I, you know, think.
And I don't think there is a right or wrong.
Yeah, no, I was going to say that.
It's what's right for your family.
Yeah, exactly.
So. And we just got to respect that and respect choices that people make. And I'm happy that you are having a great time and that your kids are learning. I mean, we've seen them. They're wonderful children. They're so sweet. And that just speaks out for the work that you do.
Thank you.
Yeah. And your husband.
Yes. Yeah.
So tying in with the community aspect, you have grown up here your whole life. And whether it's family, friends, you know, acquaintances, is there someone who's shown up for you in a way that you'll just never forget? Or that's been really impactful from a community standpoint?
Yeah. I mean, my family was like for sure. My parents obviously are like the first and foremost with that. They're the ones who really like instilled in me a love for, well, being resourceful, for creativity. Both my parents are very artistic. So they work like professional jobs. My dad is a probation officer. My mom is a school nurse right now. They're very artistic and very ingenuitive. We grew up, I think they'd be fine saying, with me saying this, we were very poor, like, and so they were very creative, and it was before WIC, it was before, you know, anything, and my mom stayed at home, and it's expensive to live here, you know, and so just, I guess, observing their life, they've been through serious hardship. Like they lost a baby here, you know, to mercury poisoning. Like there's like
gosh.
big like like huge, like they love this place in a way that is, I think, very unique. They worked hard to be here. And I think watching both their like commitment, work ethic, and like we always had people in our home. Like we wake up in the morning, it's like, oh, so and so slept here last night, I guess. Like it was like a pretty common occurrence, you know, like we had an open door policy, and I guess like just this like organic upbringing. Like I was homeschooled, we go out with sticks and do homeschool outside, and it just like shaped everything. And so like both that influence and their support, like my parents are the ones who got me my Dremel tool and like encouraged me along the way. And that my dad made me a super cool bone or antler necklace and that kind of thing. And then my sister, I mean, she right now is like managing my Facebook, and she's like cheered me on all the way along the way. Like I know I could just be like, hey, I need this, and she'd be like on it. Ironically, she's a manager at my sister's place. So like,
Which is a restaurant.
yes, not her house. And so like she's done so much for me, helped me with events, and like just been there. Even when she had twins, she showed up to help me out, and I was like, what? So
Awesome.
and then my friend Leah is the other one who's been like the main champion. Like she's championed me all along and chastised me for not having my stuff for sale at times. And so like she's been like a solid, and she's like, you give me 10 of your pieces, I'll sell them tomorrow. Like she's like all just been there. So she's in Madison, Wisconsin right now. So like not necessarily local right this time, but she's a Lakey, which is a common local name. If you know that one.
Hannah
Yeah.
Palmer's sister.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Awesome.
so yeah, she's been the other one that's been like a diehard supporter. So
Awesome.
Wonderful.
I can't narrow it down to one. Sorry.
No, you don't have to. As we say, we all need a village. It takes a village, and I think we, especially up here, feel very lucky to have
Oh yeah.
such an expansive village feeling here.
Oh
So,
yeah. Absolutely.
And
Well,
you,
and this, like right now, like
Yeah.
we're just supporting one another. We're helping each other with our various art forms, and
yeah.
it's
And I
important.
think especially here, we're really good about lifting each other up in a lot of ways. So, that's part of the goal, what she does too, is
Yeah.
not only are we lifting each other up and what we're doing here, but also trying to encourage other moms or entrepreneurs to know that you can do both if you want to. You know, you don't have
Yeah.
to choose. So
Yep.
just might look different how you juggle it.
Exactly. Yeah. Just cater it to your family's needs.
Yeah.
What is the advice that you keep giving other women that you still have to remind yourself?
The one, I can't remember where I heard this, or if it just was one of those things, but you cannot do better than your best. And that's okay. So do
love
your
that.
best and let your best be good. Like I've tried so hard to push myself past my limits, and yeah, your best. It may not be your best. I think you could probably do a lot more than me, but
No.
that's okay because I'm me. And I think that we just have to we each have our own unique skill sets. Mine is not in administrative things or technology, you know, so mine is more, you know, or more on the artsy fartsy type thing, you know, so that's my strength. I'm going to be doing that, and I'm going to maximize on that. And some of these other areas and weakness I'll grow in. I'm not going to be able to do better than that right now. So I don't know. Maybe just leaving it as simple as that. You can't do better than your best, and just like rest in that. But it's like, there's been times where I've been trying to get like a certain number of like pieces of jewelry to have available or certain styles or something. And I'm like, or I could have less
That's
because
okay.
that's past my capacity
Mhm.
and what I would enjoy. And I'm just going to let this be my best and then go in and tuck my kids in for bed. You know, like it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay if you don't have what everybody else has. Like I'm not you. I'm not going to have, you know, there's other people who they have more time than I have, and they're going to be able to have more or better things. And that's okay because this is where I'm at. And someday maybe I'll be able to do that much or that other art form. I would love to do other art forms also. But right now, this is my best, and that's good. So I
Awesome.
don't know.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that
Yeah.
with us.
Well, Katie, thank you so much for joining us. It's always fun to talk to you. I feel like you have such good words of wisdom. And we don't get to see you as often because,
true.
you know, Hovland's not that far, but I feel like we just don't make it up there as often. So
Yeah.
thanks for joining us and sharing your
Thank you for having
insights.
me.
And thank you all for tuning in to another episode. And we'll see you on the next She Does the Podcast.